I'll do it then.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. Ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. Talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. Ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Head to Head with Brian Parker. I am he. I'm here, y'all. Did you miss me? I know you did. But guess what? I'm back. That's right. Which I almost thought I 86'd myself because I moved something on my mouse, Lori, and the screen went black, and I couldn't see the intro playing anymore, and I almost came in on my other computer, and I said, let me just hit this refresh button and see if I can get in before. And that's why I went away and came right back because it went black on me. My whole screen went black. So hopefully any internet gremlins that were there got put out by that. So hopefully, fingers crossed. We got a lot of rain outside right now, so we have our fingers crossed that the show will not be interrupted because, man, Spectrum and rain and Mother Nature just don't seem to get along, and we end up getting the short end of the stick on that. So glad everybody could join us, whether you're joining us live, whether you're joining us on the replay. We appreciate it either way. But we are streaming live as we do every week at 7 p.m. We streaming live on Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, LinkedIn, Facebook Live, Instagram, as well as YouTube. And you can be part of our YouTube drive. All we need you to do is go to YouTube, go to Parker Media, or I'm sorry, Empower TV Network. Same thing. When you get there, please click on that subscribe button. It really, really helps us out because it does let YouTube know that you are interested in the show, and we appreciate it. Hey, do me even another favor. Do me another solid. Even if you've just got the screen minimized in the background, whatever the case may be, just play some of the shows so that the view times go up. Beat your ass. So that the view times and everything else can go up. That also helps with the algorithm. You guys will always, as a subscriber, be able to see anytime we go live or post anything. But other folks out there that may not have already subscribed, the more the algorithm starts to play into it, they will be able to see the same information as well. So we really, 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 really do appreciate that. And also, as an announcement, we for those of you that have longer commutes, say, man, you know what, man, your show is really long. It's an hour and a half. But you know what? If you got a commute and you're like, hey, I'd love to look at your pretty face while I'm driving, but I don't want to run off the road because, man, you're sexy like that. Got another option for you. You can actually listen to the entire podcast on Spotify. So just go to Spotify, do a search for Head to Head with Brian Parker. You will see this mug pop up. You'll know it's me, and you'll see the episodes there. They are uploaded shortly after the end of the show. So always stay up to date with what's going on there. And also there you can leave feedback as well. And we do read those comments and do appreciate your feedback. Anything that you feel like that you would love for us to be able to talk about on the show. If you are a business owner, if you organize events, if you've written a book, you got a side hustle, maybe you got a full-time job, but you do different events and maybe you bake cakes and things like that, and you want to promote your business. We know advertising dollars can be very, very uh, small, and your advertising spend has to be very strategic, and we would love to help you with that. Reach out to us at theparkermedia@gmail.com or send us a DM during the show and let us know if you have a good service event etc., that you would love for us to be able to help partner and not only put it on head to head with Brian Parker, but put it on our TV network as well to let everyone else know about your event. And to give you an example of that, Lori, we got a sponsor you want to plug?
Yes. So there is actually, it's going.
That's a real quick. And you should really let me do this one. Why don't you go ahead and just talk about it first, and then you can click on it, or I'll keep clicking it. You don't worry about it.
Thank you. Said I was trying to be helpful. So all my friends here in Carolina, South Carolina, there I have a friend of mine who's going to be opening up a ice cream shop in Pawleys Island. They're actually having a soft opening. The actual grand opening is going to be on June 11th in 2025, and it's located at.
You kind of going in and out a little bit too.
Sorry.
You don't have your headset on, so you probably got to speak straight into that computer mic.
I think so.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. But go ahead. We can hear you.
So they are actually going to be having a soft opening prior to the grand opening. That's going to be on June 11th, and they're going to be at the Litchfield Beach and Golf Resort. It's located in Pawleys Island in South Carolina. And they also have a website, which is www.happytreatsclt.com. They also have also on Facebook and also on Instagram. In addition to the ice cream shop that they do have, they also have a food truck. They service events in North Carolina and South Carolina, which is also posted to their website as well.
You don't have a fan on in there, do you?
I told you it's my computer.
No, the only reason I asked is because I was wondering if maybe some of the background noise is distorting you too.
I can switch over to my headset. See if you try that. They can do it that way.
All right, try it out for me while we also thank you for that, and we'll work on the graphics for that too. We can make it last a little bit longer because that's pretty easy to do. Okay, well, congratulations to them. Again, that's going to be Happy Treats soft opening June 11th down at Pawleys Island, South Carolina at the Litchfield Golf Resort right outside of Myrtle Beach. They also have a food truck, and the food truck actually travels in North and South Carolina, and they post where they're going to be on their social media site. If you go to Instagram at Happy Treats CLT, you'll be able to stay in the know with that, and we'll get you more information. If you need more information, just reach out to us either by DMing us live or sending us an email at theparkermedia@gmail.com. Aside from that, we also have two other short commercials, and then we'll get back with the show, starting right now with Jermaine Parker Realty, followed by Sawyer Kid Lawyer. So take it away. Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions that you'll make. Here at Jermaine Parker Realty, we're here to help you navigate through that process. We know that a home is more than just a place to live. It creates memories. Here at Jermaine Parker Realty, we're here to help. Give us a call and let us get started on your journey. Introducing Sawyer, Kid Lawyer, Teacher versus Nap Time, a great book that will help your little one with reading, writing, and spelling. Coming from the authors, Shanine and Sheldon Moultrie. Please check this book out and support. Thank you so much. Awesome. And it's my understanding that Shanine and Sheldon have come out with book number 2.
That is correct. I know that it was supposed to be taking place at the beginning of last month on May.
And you sound so much better.
Okay.
Wow. Totally different. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I mean, the quality is just so rich. It's so much different. So yeah, please.
So, but I will be getting some details from Shanine regarding the second book, and maybe we can get her both her and Sheldon to come back on the show and talk about book number two, especially the
Okay.
Chronicles of Sawyer Kid Lawyer.
Yeah, definitely. And because we when it first came out, it was getting close to Christmas time, and I mentioned it was a great gift and everything else. And look, y'all, she's local. So what does that mean? That means she don't have to wait for the book to come from China and have tariffs on it. So you'll be able to get it in time for whether it's Christmas. I wouldn't wait for Christmas for the second book. If you don't have the first book, what would be a good idea is to go to sawyerkidlawyer.com and not only get the first book, but go ahead and get that second book. I think she mentioned it was going to be a 3-book series. Is that right?
That is correct.
So it's really, really good content, nice little story, and it does help, as the guy in the promo said, with reading and writing. And, the guy was really, really good on that. So I think it would really, really be something nice to be able to add to your collection, to be able to read with your kid, and at some point have them be able to read it to you as well. Any new moms out there, soon to be, maybe it'll be a little too early for you to have it with your newborn, but always something down the road that would be able to read to your child. So just check it out, or it's even a good gift to give. If you're looking have a young niece or nephew, and you're thinking about a gift to give them. Everybody goes for the toys, and those are certainly fine. But uh, invest in their future by letting them learn how to read and develop a love for reading and writing and things like that to be able to express themselves.
She's also has been appearing around Charlotte and at local bookstores, which is again, which we should be doing, even in the face of everything is on Amazon. But however, going to actual seeing it live and at a local bookstore and having it signed is actually a great thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, Lori. Well, I just did something, but I don't know if it actually did anything. I can't see if it did anything. Um, I just activated this new feature that will put the comments actually on the screen, but I don't see any comments on the screen.
There's no comments have come in yet. I was getting ready to um, kind of prompt everyone just to be like, hey, let us know what's on your mind.
Okay, well, you can go ahead and do that. I don't know if your comments will appear or if it'll just be comments from the outside. But yeah, to let everybody know, since we do live shows, anytime you have a comment, we'll read it on the air and try to answer it the best we can. So as we're talking, this is always a conversation. Um, I'm never really at a loss for words, but you definitely, if you want to be able to reach out to me or anybody else on the panel if you have a question, a comment, anything like that, or just want to add your 2 cents. We certainly value that, and we do the show with you, for you, to you, you know, that kind of thing. Same things I used to say as a pimp. But anyway, so Lori missed that one. Thank God. Anyway, um, just reiterating about Spotify. Y'all check that out too. That's another way to. Yep, I see it, Lori. You see it? How about that? Okay, okay, very nice. If it gets to be too much, then we'll have to take it off because I don't want it to cover up your side. Because look, on my screen, it's on your side. Maybe it's on my side on yours. You muted.
I'm on mute. I was going to say when I know that the franchise will be joining us late and a little bit later,
Mhm.
as he has to do some daddy duties today. But we'll see how the layout with
A third.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Because it may make the layout into a T, and then it'll still be on the side, but it's still gonna hit somebody's. Uh,
It could be me. I'm the producer. It's fine.
well, and that's why too. Sometimes I do like it when one person is talking and things like that, we can even switch sometimes to the solo layout and things like that, so that you can then be able to see it and then go back and forth and pan it if necessary. Oops, I don't like that pan. That's the solo. There we go. Yeah. The third one. The other one is a little too close for me. Or if
N-
I kind of want to take even a bigger look like that, we can always do that too. So
Well, yes, because we all want to see your big, beautiful face.
I know, isn't it great? So yeah, we
No,
tried
we
these.
don't like that one.
I don't like that one.
No,
I definitely don't want
no,
that.
no.
That one's a little weird. And
No, go to the three where I guess whoever's speaking first will pan on this one like it's a spotlight.
you mean like that?
Somewhat. You know how like you can spotlight in teams and everything else on who's speaking when you're presenting.
Yeah, I was wondering if they had that function. I
Oh, they
don't
do.
on here. There's a
Well,
spotlight.
no, I don't know if it's on StreamYard. That's something that I was trying to like figure out
Right.
because to
Well, that's
kind of
what I'm
sit
saying.
here.
I haven't seen any spotlight. I'll look for it, but I
Hmm.
don't think that they actually have one like that where it'll pick up based on the microphone which computer it is and shift accordingly. That'd be a nice feature that they could add. That would definitely help.
Hey there, hey there, StreamYard. Here's some comments. Here's some commentary, in regards for some updates.
Well, and I'll give them credit. They have been doing some things. Like one of the biggest things that was huge was this time last year, the Instagram feed died after an hour. And you would have to put in a new stream key and everything else. And now they've worked it out with Instagram where you don't have to do that anymore. So that's definitely huge for us. For any content creator that has content that lasts longer than an hour, now you don't have to worry about, oh man, it's at the top of the hour. Because remember what we had to do at the top of the hour, it was try to run some commercials fast enough for me to go in, delete the stream, get a new stream key, add it back, and then be ready for the last 30 minutes of the show. So, and I actually got pretty good at it. I got fast enough where I could beat the two commercials and have it up and running by then. So, but it's a lot better without that. And I even see now that not that I use it, but they've added another platform, which is Kick. Um, I actually have it on my phone. I've never used it, so I don't have a whole lot going on with Kick to know if it's even worth adding it as a stream. But I
Hmm.
have that ability now to add Kick as well as the other platforms that we have. I think it's cool enough that we can live stream across 6 different platforms all at one time. Anyway, but
Absolutely.
but I don't know if y'all are more familiar with Kick and you know people that use Kick. Hey, let me know in the comments. If I don't want to miss out on meeting people where they are. If you know of people or you yourself do use Kick on a regular basis, and you think that's something that would be beneficial to the show, I have no problem adding it. Last programming note, which I got, what? I actually got 2 programming notes, Lori. They kind of go hand in hand. Man, it has not been that long since the Super Bowl. However, it is almost time for a brand new NFL season. And season 5, Lori, season 5 of Head to Head Sports is right around the corner. What is Head to Head Sports, you ask? I'm glad you asked. Every NFL season, myself and my co-host Randall Hargrove come together on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock every week, starting in the preseason. And the reason we start in the preseason is that there are 4 different divisions in the NFL. No, that's not true. There are 2 conferences, 8 divisions. Every week we cover 2 divisions because there's 32 teams. So there you go. You're 8 times 4, Lori. Get your math out of the way. There's 32 teams. Instead of trying to go through all of them on one show, we try to break down 8 per show. So leading the 4 weeks leading into the Thursday night game um, is how we'll do it. So we'll break it down. One week we may do the NFC East and the NFC South, the AFC East, the AFC South, AFC North, AFC West, all those kind of divisions until we go through all of the teams, breaking them down. How do they look for the year? Normally, the last show we'll come up with our, hey, how is the season going to break down? What are the records going to be? Who's going to win? Who's going to the playoffs? Who we foresee even being Super Bowl champions? Who's going to be the rookie of the year? All those kind of things. And then each week after that, we'll recap all of the games from the week before and look towards the following week and try to give you guys a little bit of insight into the games, our take on the games, our take on some of the roster moves, coaching moves, things like that. If you're an NFL junkie and just can't get enough, or you want to come on, talk about your team, or get a take from 2 guys that are armchair quarterbacks that just look at the game from a fan point of view, but still break it down in a way that's easy to consume, this is the place. We don't play a lot of clips, but we just talk about what we saw. We talk about what we feel like the team should be able to do and things like that. So definitely get ready. Head to Head Sports, Brian Parker, Randall Hargrove, coming to you in July. I will have the actual premiere date. Hey, Christina, we'll actually have the premiere date ready for you in the next couple of weeks, but stay tuned to that. Christina, we will talk about your Ravens. Is this their year to finally get over the hump? They Are they going to at least win their division, which they could and should. Hopefully, they can do that. But is this the year to take out Kansas City? Will they be able to come out of the AFC and go against my Eagles? So we will see that.
If I may put on a small programming note, the amount of the research and especially that goes into the show between Brian and Randall on the breakdown of the teams is quite phenomenal. And especially, I give many kudos to the both of them during the football season because I never see them. And all I do is make sure that Brian is fed and hydrated because I never see him on a Sunday ever. I mean,
That
I
is
see him. He's in front of the TV, and I just leave him alone.
Hmm, as you should, as you should. So make sure that before the tariffs start hitting Tostitos, queso, and Tostitos scoops, or even the little Tostito lime tortillas, go ahead and get a couple bags of get them on order. Anyway,
Or you could just make your own.
or you can just make your own. Ladies, you hear that, right? Anyway, along those same lines, people have always asked me too, hey, Brian, man, y'all do good with the NFL show. Have you ever thought about expanding it out to baseball, basketball, college football? Um, I've had people ask me about hockey, racing, all kinds of stuff. I would love to have sports shows that cover all those different things. The one thing that I've learned as I've gotten older is I can't do everything as much as I would love to. My overall goal and dream is to put Empower in its own freestanding building, to open it up to a smaller studio, um, to have a main studio for the network itself, and then some other studios for folks to be able to come in, rent out, be able to put on their own shows and podcasts and things like that. Along that same vein, though, if you yourself or someone that you know may be interested in producing their own sports show or any other show, doesn't have to be a sports show, pitch it to me. The way that we're streaming it live on all of these different platforms, if you want to be able to do that, of course, it would be on the Empower Network because you're using our stream. But you can promote the show that way too, and add Facebook, Instagram, and things like that too. That's really easy to do, something that can be shown to you. But if you have the passion, and I reiterate the passion, if you're not as experienced, but you have the passion, we can work with that. We can get you more comfortable. We can get you, we can do trial shows and things like that to help you with that. Lori helps me out a lot because it keeps my hands free. If you have somebody like a Lori that can help you with your show so that you don't have to do a lot of fumbling, and they can work the chyrons and bring on guests if you need, or help you with your intro, outro, things like that. That's very, very helpful. But it's also made that if you can't and you have to do it by yourself, you can do it by yourself. Um, I do self-produce the head-to-head sports. And yes, you can reach out to us at the email on the screen at theparkermedia@gmail.com. If you've got a passion, you say, Brian, my passion is XYZ, and I would love to do a show about it once a month. Or I'd love to do a show about it every day. Feel free. I'll give you the stream. We can hook it up if there's a certain time, as long as it's not at 7 p.m. That time has actually been taken. But if you've got a time that you want to be able to host your own show, be it during the day, if you got a late night talk show that you want to do, and you want to put it on the Empower TV network, by all means do that. When you go live here, you're also live on Roku and Amazon Fire. I heard Lori pitching it to somebody else that there are over 150 million users each on each platform. That is very, very incredible. Does it really reach out to people? Well, I was just looking at my analytics over the last 30 days, and I can tell you just a few places that we've reached out to over the last 30 days. I won't go through them all, but the top 5 that I saw out were the United States, of course. I see Venezuela, Brazil, the Bahamas, and Mexico. So yeah. So, but it's funny because if I even gave, you know what, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more. I'm gonna give you a little bit more of them so that you know how crazy. So some of the ones that I didn't mention: Canada, Chile, Costa Rica, Colombia, Panama, uh, Israel. Oh my God, Lord! It reminds me of that song by 21 Savage and J. Cole. How many views you got? A lot.
A
How
lot.
many places you got? A lot. Let me see. Colombia, Israel, Australia, Dominican Republic, Argentina, Honduras, Netherlands.
Listen, you're worldwide. Worldwide. You're global.
The Netherlands.
The
Oh my,
Netherlands.
oh my goodness. And Virgil, hello there. Greetings from Manchester, England.
Hey, England.
How are you? Thank you for being up with us, because it's got to be
It's
what,
about five,
about
6 hours ahead.
no, they're a good 7, right? So we're talking
Yes,
about
with the time change with the
it's
GMT.
2 or
Yes,
3 in the
yes.
morning. Is that right, Virgil? Let us know. That's Hey, I definitely appreciate that. And if it's your first time joining us, we thank you for that too. Um, we definitely love our folks from across the pond tuning in and everything else like that. The one thing about Empower, and I know Lori was telling somebody the way this channel got started. I am a SAG actor, and when we lived in New York City, I work with a lot of independent directors, producers, filmmakers as well. And I wanted to be able to have a platform for a lot of them to be able to show their work in addition to just dumping their work on YouTube or Vimeo or something like that, that they would have another platform. So I worked with a lot of them to get their stuff on our Roku channel. So if you go to Empower, the letter N, Power, it's just past 1:30 a.m. All right, that's what I'm talking about. I appreciate you tuning in. That means a lot to me. Um, but yeah, so that's how we started it. So anybody out there, if you do know filmmakers, creators that make short films, and by definition, a short film can be 30 seconds. I've got short films that are 7 minutes long. I got short films that are 28 minutes long on the Roku channel, and we've got full length movies as well that are hour and a half, 2 hour movies, things like that. Talk shows, hour show, comedies, all kinds of things. So definitely, 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 we have a place for you here. Again, if you're interested in starting your own show, Virgil, you want to start a show from Manchester and air it, we would love to have you. Like I said, as long as it's outside of 7 to 8:30, um, we can put up a show and work with you guys on that. Again, if you're not the most comfortable at speaking on air and things like that, we can help you with that as well. Just reach out to us and let's get started on that. Like I said, there's so many things I would love to do for the channel. And I think that there's so many talented people out there that I don't necessarily always have to be behind the driver's wheel to be able to steer things. I can be in the passenger seat and kind of give you directions and stuff like that, or I don't even have to be in the car at all. I can just be in the car next to you and watching you. So would definitely love to partner with people, and I use the word passion because if it's your passion, that will push you through a lot of the times when you're just like, man, I don't even know what I'm doing this for, because it's your passion and it's something that you want to do. I found this to be a passion of mine that I wanted to be able to get out, not only and just put out content that filmmakers were sending me, but to be able to put this show out as a platform to be able to reach out to folks. It doesn't matter if you're in the US or all over the world. I want everyone to realize that we are one big melting pot, regardless. Apologies, 12:35 a.m. That's all right. That's it. That's I still appreciate that. That's yeah. Lori was right. 5 hours. Okay, so it's 5 hours away from us Eastern time on the U.S. coast. We're based in North Carolina, so we definitely want folks to realize that we're one world. We got to share this earth. There's so many people and voices out there that want us to be in our own little realms and teams and things like that, and not realizing that we are global and we want global participation in this world. Um, we have a issue here in the U.S. where there's folks that want to talk about America first, um, and in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with wanting to look inward to your country first. But there's a difference between the rhetoric of America first and America alone and America only. That doesn't work. Isolationism does not work. um, we are a global community and we need to stay that way. We need to be able to reach out to people that don't always think like us, don't always look like us, and have different priorities. They have different values. Everyone doesn't think the same. Um, I heard some comments the other day, Lori, and I just had to bite my tongue because somebody was just speaking from their point of view, and I get it, but I could tell that they were making everybody else around them uncomfortable because they were sharing their view on gender
Mm.
and not understanding that there's a difference between gender and sex. Um, and there's going to always be people that, whether I say that or not, are not or going to resist what I say with that, and that's okay. You don't have to agree with me. Um, and that's kind of the point. That's why we go head to head, because sometimes we're not going to agree. Sometimes we can debate. Now we debate facts. We don't debate hate. We agree to disagree. We can be agreeable and disagree. But being able to put all of those things out there are so important. Being able to let folks know that your voice matters is important to me. Um, whether you're here, thank you, Virgil, whether you're here, whether you're in Manchester, whether you're in South Sudan, uh, we want folks to feel like their voice matters. I know your voice matters because there are so many people out there trying to suppress your voice. And if it didn't matter, they wouldn't care to do it. Even in the US, our laws and politics are not always the best. Most of the time, they aren't. We deal with a lot of corruption. We deal with power plays. We deal with different agendas and priorities and things like that. But at the end of the day, what I want you guys to realize is that there are over 350 million people in the United States of America. Yet, between the House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate, there are 535 representatives for 350 million people. Those are very, very small numbers that we have as representatives. We have a lot of voice behind that. We need to use that voice. We need to constantly remind those that represent us that the reason that we send you to Congress, the reason that we send you to the Senate, whether it's on the local level, the state level, or the federal level. Thank you. Regardless where you are, we want those folks to know that they work for us. And that when they start to decide that corporations, donors, folks of that nature, folks offering you $400 million jets is the voices that you should listen to more, we have a remedy for that. But it takes you to be engaged. Now, do you have to be a political junkie? No. But should you know what's going on? Absolutely. Don't you want to know what people are doing on your behalf? Don't you want to know that the decisions that your local Congress people are voting on and how they voted when a certain issue came up? To know if they were voting in your interest or if they were voting um, with their party to get along. If they were voting, excuse me, if they were voting in the interest of lobbying groups, if they were voting in the interest of, hey, I've got investments in this particular area and I'm looking after my stock. They need to be looking after us, our children, our grandchildren, our future. Who are we leaving the world behind to? That's who I want us to focus on when we're on this show. We have a lot of fun too. Don't get me wrong. I'm a goofball. I love to have a lot of fun too. But I love to be able to interact with you guys on here. I love your participation on the show, and we want to keep it going. And again, as always, you can always subscribe to our YouTube at Empower TV. That's the letter N, Power TV, because we are in power. Not empowered, but we are in power. And we need to make sure that the folks that we send to Congress, to the White House, to parliaments, wherever, that they understand that the power rests with us. Representation matters. All right, Lori. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, may I respectfully make an observation from Manchester, England? Please do. Because I know right now we look crazy. And there are so many of us, Virgil, while you're putting your comment in, that are very, very disappointed in the way our country is treating our traditional neighbors, allies, friends around the world, and are cozying up more towards dictators, authoritarians, folks that have ridiculous human rights violations in their countries, taking bribes out in plain daylight and things like that. When Joe Biden won and became president, I was a little skeptical because he said America is back. And there was a part of me that said, maybe for now, but for how long? And I felt like folks around the world may see the same thing and say, you're back for now, but you're only in office for 4 years. Who's to say that lunatic won't come back? And we really thought, because he messed things up so bad the first time, that there was no way possible that we would see that and go, let me have that again. And somehow, some way, we were wrong, and we have it again. And it's absolutely disgusting, terrifying. It's exhausting. I find myself having to take breaks from the show because I just can't. But I realize that a momentary pause is not a surrender, it's just a reset. We have to keep sounding the alarm. We have to not normalize this bad behavior. We have to keep pushing through. I believe our resilience and our persistence will actually help us win the day. If I didn't believe that, I don't even know if I can get out of bed in the morning. So I hold on to that because I want to believe that uh, the best of us is yet to come. But please, definitely share your viewpoints and observations from Manchester, England, um, because I know it's relevant, and I'd definitely love to be able to get a different point of view. I see our friend, the franchise, is watching us right now, so he's going to probably be joining us pretty soon. So that's good. But yeah, definitely let us know how you're feeling. But we definitely did not expect, most of us, that we would be looking at a second term of Donald Trump. You seem to have no political challenge to Trump. I view him as a very dangerous, narcissistic personality disorder, although I wouldn't say no to Stormy Daniels. We wouldn't say no to Stormy either. You know, and you're right on. He is very dangerous. And I think the first time he came through, people knew he was dangerous, but they felt like there were too many guardrails in our institution for him to be able to act on his worst impulses. And to an extent, that was true. There were probably plenty of things that, given his own vices, he would have done um, to run this country off the rails. And there were what people always consider adults in the room, lifelong politicians, people that have been around Washington, D.C., people that understood the ins and outs of things, how to make government work. Um, and the funny thing is, him and folks that are supportive of him realize those same things. They learn those same lessons, bless you. They learned those same lessons in the fact that they figured, if and when we get back, we'll know what things to do better the next time. Because you have to remember, when Trump won the first time, he didn't think he was going to win. He was taken off guard. He had never set up an administration. So a lot of the things that he did the first time, he was very late getting it done, getting appointments done, and things like that. Just kidding about Stormy Daniels. Thanks so much. Appreciate your sense of humor. No problem. I wasn't kidding though. She's cute. But anyway, even though he calls her horse face, he just, has a problem with women, period. Think he has mommy issues. But he got really late to the party as far as setting up a lot of the things that he wanted to do. He was trying to figure out his boundaries. It's kind of like a child, you know. always trying to figure out how far they can get with their parents before they get their hands smacked. He did a lot of filling out. He really wanted to see, hey, even on my worst day, can I still make the GOP in Congress uh, bend to me? And we thought that he had hit a brick wall with that with January the 6th, when he basically prompted a coup on the government. And for the next 24 hours, his power, his ability to corrupt an entire political party seemed to be in jeopardy. It really seemed like folks said, you know what? I've been riding with you, I've been rocking with you, but I can't do it anymore. This is it. There are people in this cabinet that resigned. Now they saw him do some really, really bad things, but for some reason, that was the straw. That was the red line for them. But yet they walked away. I think some of them did it for preservation. Uh, they didn't want to be guilty by association, even though the stench of his administration will follow them for the rest of their lives. Yes, Elaine Chao. Yes, Rex Tillerson. We're talking to you. Uh, uh, I was trying to think about his Mick Mulvaney, his chief of staffs, and all those folks that stuck with him until the end. Yes, even you, Bill Barr, who finally had enough, but you were willing to go with him through a lot of heinous things, things that you witnessed. But we saw a party kind of decide whether they were going to sell their full souls to him. And after that period, after January 6th, after Kevin McCarthy went to Mar-a-Lago and that kind of thing, and they patched things up, he then stepped into a whole nother level as far as his ability to infiltrate, corrupt the Republican Party. Before then, we were distinctively calling some Republicans MAGA Republicans, and then some conservative Republicans, and some these kind of Republicans. And at that point, the Republican Party as we knew it and MAGA were unrecognizable, the difference. They were one and the same. So now when you hear terms of moderates and things like that with regards to Republicans, it's not really a thing, because whether they really do hold those views or not, they don't act on those views. There is no resistance within their party to Trump. If he wants it, he's going to get it. They are in full obsequience to him now. And that is the problem. There is no, you mentioned that there's no resistance to him. And the Democratic Party is going to have to find that voice. And I think it's going to be one of our younger voices that are out there. We have several of those that I think would be a clear, definitive opposition to Donald Trump.
Virgil had actually given another comment.
The narcissistic personality disorder is a toddler operating a facade due to arrested development at early age due to bad parenting. Brian, qualifications 40 years, really, in forensic psychiatry. Nice. Hey, Brad, how you doing, buddy? Brad says turning their backs on John McCain was an indicator. Man,
Yes, it was.
you know, Brad, when I saw that, when I saw how he didn't even want to give the man a state funeral, when this was the party of the military, this was the party that always talked about strength through the military and everything else, and how he just shushed him, how John McCain was revered, love him, hate him, whether you agree with him or not, you couldn't take away what he gave up, what he sacrificed. Also considering from a person that had 5 deferments to go into the military off of fake bone spurs. Somebody that then even was quoted as calling military folks suckers and losers. When I saw the lack of pushback from that, the amount of people in the military, I don't care if it's Josh Hawley, Tom Cotton, Lindsey Graham, I could go on and on about all these military, Rand Paul, all of these hawks, war hawks out there, said nothing when he said that about John McCain. Nothing. You're absolutely right. I was like, oh yeah, they're done. They've there's one thing about bending the knee. They went further than that. They bent the knee. They got lube. They got all other kinds of things. Thank you thank you very much, beautiful lady, for putting in my correction. That's no problem with that. But yeah, they definitely did that, and now I honestly believe it's going to take a new wave of folks in the opposition party to be able to stand out, um, reach more people. Because the funny thing, Virgil, is if you were to ask Republicans about certain things that Trump would like to make you think is progressive, that he would like to make you think is um, uh, socialist and things like that, I think most Republicans would be in favor of. So if I said to a Republican, and I don't have one right now, so Lori's playing a Republican. Hey, Lori, Mr. Republican,
Hey,
do you feel like you get paid enough?
absolutely not.
Do you think that we should raise the minimum wage? Do you know that the minimum wage has not changed since the 1990s? I'm sorry, the early 2000s, and it is still $7.25 an hour. Do you think the federal government should have a federal minimum wage increase?
Absolutely not.
You don't think there should be an increase?
Not as a Republican,
Why wouldn't a Republican want to see an increase in the minimum wage?
because, in my own opinion, I think they just want, or they just want to be able to perpetuate having lower wages for only certain individuals, not for anyone else, which then gets into the cycle of poverty and also just in this never-ending cycle that you can never get out of this hole.
Hmm. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Um, well, Mr. Republican, do
You mean
you?
Miss?
Well, yeah, Ms.
Yeah.
Miss, whatever you are. How do you?
Whatever I am.
Yeah. I guess my point is that there are certain values that we all have, but I think certain of us think that they're restricted to only some of us. And you can bring the franchise in to bounce off of what I'm saying. I think a lot of us value education for our kids, wanting them to have a decent education. We want to have safe neighborhoods. We want to have good paying jobs. Um, we want to have good, clean water to drink, good air to breathe. I think we all want to um, be able to feel like we're going to make it home tonight. Um, but I also think that unfortunately, there are some people that want those things, but don't want it for everybody. And I think that's
And
the problem.
and as the stand-in Republican, I only want it for the individuals that I care about most. and not for everyone else, as the laws that were created for other people, not for the ones that are in a majority.
So do you think that's just more of folks trying to look out for folks like them, as far as, instead of how I started the show talking about us being more of a global community, not just being in silos where you got these folks over here, these folks over there, and these folks over there. But it's that silo mentality that causes people to think, okay, what I feel like I want is only for people that would fit in that silo. And if you're not in that silo, I could give two craps about
That I do, and I know Virgil had a question. Hey,
you. Yeah.
franchise.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hey.
Franchise, you see the comments?
Yeah. So pardon me, I was doing dad duties again. Got me
Darn
loaded
it.
in.
Gotta stop that.
Um, it's hard when you have 25 kids. The wind won't stay off me.
I
But
get it. I get it.
yeah, I saw that, and thanks Virgil for tuning in from across the water.
Yeah.
Um,
Virgil did have a question for Lori. So, Lori, if you want to answer that question, then go right ahead.
Ooh, that's a hard one. But the question is, if the election was tomorrow, who would you, Brian and myself, vote for? As a serious question.
so I know he didn't ask me, but
But
if it was tomorrow and I had to vote, there are younger people in the Democratic Party, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, those kind of people who are challenging status quo, who I would vote for well before I would vote for. And Virgil, I think this is a universal thing. It's not a being mean for ageism and stuff, but there are people who have been at your job for too long who only remember the way it used to be and not the way it could be, and that's generally how businesses die. A lot of our famous stuff over here, whether it be Blockbuster or a chain called Circuit City, which was an electronic chain, the reason they went out of business is because they failed to innovate and keep up. And the same thing has happened with our Democratic Party, where they're, th- there is benefits to having senior leadership because it takes so long to learn house rules and the way the committees work and the technicalities and stuff. It's nice to have people who can actually know what the rules are and stuff. But then there's got to be somebody to challenge the status quo and move the party forward. You just can't spin your wheels, and that's what that party has done. It's actually what happened to the Republican Party. I'd say early 2000s when they sort of died off. And that's when um, um, everything behind when we went to war in Iraq and the whole weapons of mass destruction thing, it really damaged their party. And that's why you saw Tea Party after that, and you saw what eventually led to the rise of Donald Trump and that kind of stuff. Um, so tomorrow, there's a bevy of young leaders out there who could take the mantle. The party itself is restraining them. They're not getting the opportunities because the institution doesn't want them to shine.
absolutely, and that is a
Oh,
great point
absolutely.
that you had put up, Jermaine. I think the Democratic Party is totally holding themselves back. I think as I was reading, I was looking in my email and I got one of those emails from Nancy Pelosi, who is one of the biggest, you know, she's campaigning and, for the Democratic Party, talking about how we have to stay here to go for Trump. And the fact that she and all of these older Democrats are still having their hands in in the pot and not allowing the younger people in the party to be able to shine is just a shame.
It is because, like I said, there are so many younger Democrats who are more in tune with what's going on. I think about the Juneteenth thing where they did a kneel and a fist up
Hmm.
in DC, and they had I hate to say dashiki, but the African color shawls on and stuff, and so out of touch. so out of
Yes.
touch,
So
right?
as such.
And in fact, the whole Juneteenth holiday, I don't think it was really something that the African American or Black community really wanted as a national holiday per se, because we understand that everybody ain't for it, and it was more of a we remember
Hmm.
kind of thing, and instead of and it was a throw out there like, here's something, leave us alone,
Right.
not something of substance and like a policy change, an amendment to the Constitution, or anything like that. I did want to skip back because I did hear some stuff that you guys said earlier and stuff when you're talking about. Um, I heard my brother talk about Trump and kind of how no one thought that he'd be reelected and that kind of thing. But I would say it's disappointing simply because they elected what they knew was an issue.
Right.
And so a lot of times when we look at whether it be sporting events or elections, stuff like that, it's a did somebody give it away? Did somebody take it away? Like how did the win happen and stuff? And I don't think that there was anything against Vice President Harris. I don't think there was anything she could have done because there were people who were just never going to vote for her, right? They believe what they believe about Trump, and it doesn't matter how damaging he was, how embarrassing he was. And for a lot of people, and unfortunately, when you look at like America, like so, it's good to have an outside perspective
Mhm.
chiming in on the channel from across the seas, because as somebody who traveled a lot outside the U.S. and stuff, Americans are very ignorant to what their global perception is, what people think of them globally. And when I first joined the military in the mid '90s and stuff, and used to leave the U.S., the image of people in the U.S. was a lot better. It's just not the same now, and especially after the second time you elect somebody like Trump. And again, say what you will, there were 80 million people that said that this is what we want. Um, and a lot of people point out, well, that's not even a third of the voting population. Doesn't matter. That's what the population says, and as many people who are against him and stuff like that. The one thing that America has been very, very clear about is, and this is historic. Don't listen to what we say, but do watch what we do.
Mhm.
America for a long time has always championed and about critical, about social issues and stuff like that, especially in the latter part of the 1900s and stuff, when they were condemned dictators and genocide stuff like that. But America puts people in power to be dictators. They supply weapons to people to have genocides. Israel, you know what I mean? Like, it's the hypocrisy that it's obvious to like the people on this panel. It's obvious to people who are not in it. It is different. Like when you're in a relationship and you can't see the nuances, but somebody who's standing outside, like a therapist, you go, I don't see how you don't see this red flag, this red flag, this red flag, this red flag.
Right. Exactly. No, exactly right. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, 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 no. I was just reading Virgil's comment.
Oh, comment. Thank you very much. Appreciate the franchise. Appreciate you for that answer. I fell out with a friend in Orlando, Florida over Trump, but I see no opposition. I could see Biden was unwell, and I live in Manchester, England, y'all.
Yeah, we all saw it.
We all saw it,
We're
Virgil. We sat there and kept saying that th- our politics so much is about entitlement, my turn, my perceived turn. When Joe Biden is the incumbent and he wants to run for a second term, the party should fall in line and clear the road for him and not even offer any type of challenge and primary him, because they have this twisted view of, if you challenge an incumbent, you make them weaker. Where we understand that had he been challenged from a primary standpoint, either it would have elevated him or it would have exposed the need to have a different voice lead the party and not have Kamala Harris come in the last 90 days and do something that a properly run campaign would have been able to do in 18 months. We
I,
dropped the ball on that for that reason. Go ahead, Jermaine. I'm sorry.
no, I think that's actually perfect because that's an athlete's or champion's perspective on things, and you're right. But my slight twist to that is it's not entitlement, it's fear. The
Yeah.
fear that it was so when you talk about silos and people really that tribal um, aspect to who deserves what and stuff.
Yep.
A lot of that's by design here in this country. Um, uh, Racism has been weaponized by the government forever. I mean, I
Yep.
mean, it just has. I mean, how do you explain 300 years of 400 years of slavery? Uh,
Right.
it's it's because we were told it was okay and it was weaponized, and then even during Jim Crow and Reconstruction and all and even till this day,
Yeah.
it still is weaponized and pushed that way, and fear is a big um, component to how things operate. People are afraid to primary a sitting president because if I'm a real candidate, I view myself as a real candidate, and I lose, I'm done. I can't run next time,
Right.
and so I've quote unquote weakened the position of the sitting president. I've used up all my political capital, and I'm done.
Yep.
And there's a fear to that. But that's the thing. You just like I tell my children, I said you can either be conquerors or you can be cowards. The coward mentality is a everything happens to me and I have no control. Woe
Yeah.
is me, woe is me, woe is me. And of course, the conqueror attitude is I have full agency over my life, and I get to make decisions that put me in a better place. Um, and the Democratic Party and the country as a whole really has a coward kind of attitude. Um, Look at Trump's policies. Just look at tariffs. It's a coward's policy. It's I can't negotiate a deal. Therefore, I'm going to throw something out here and I'm going to try to force people out of fear how to do things. And the thing too about Trump that I wanted to bring up is that he's going to go down as one of the most inconsequential presidents ever because he uses executive powers for everything. So executive powers, the next time a person gets in, which happened with Joe Biden when he came in, immediately day one, everything you said gone.
Right.
What really, when you look at what defines a presidency, it's legislation. It's what could I get passed when because we don't even most people don't even know what Obamacare is the actual title for the healthcare because he defined it so much by his presidency. It's labeled to him, right?
Right.
There are so many things, and it's hard if you go back the last 30, 40 years for Republican candidates to say what was the legislation, what was the
And you know what?
change.
That's a great point because when you think of folks like Roosevelt, FDR, you can think about whether it was Social Security, whether it
Yep,
was infrastructure, those
yep.
types of things that their legacy was defined by. But when you say Bush, Reagan, Trump, Nixon, when you keep going there, you're like,
Well, and so, but the common theme, if you just start Reagan, start Bush, and Trump, and let's do Trump. The common theme for those presidencies is let's make the rich richer. Whether it's we'll trickle it down, we'll cut their taxes, and let them reinvest. However, it's gone. That's what their presidencies are defined by. Is we're not for common people, and that's the message that Democrats rose to, like under Obama, even
right,
under Clinton and stuff, because it was apparent they get in, they cut taxes, it doesn't do anything for me. Let's get them out of here. Democrats come in, they balance budgets, they institute new handouts, social programs, and that's to help. And again, that's a fear thing when we start talking about we want to cut our social nets and stuff. Uh, in your family, if grandma breaks a leg, do you go out back and shoot her? No, that's not what we do because as a family, as a community, we understand that people age, that sometimes there's childhood illness and stuff, that
yep,
sometimes that people are just, even for the conqueror's attitude, sometimes things just don't line up for you. And so we have as a modern and ethical society have social constructs in place that allow us to take care of the weakest among us, and we just don't put them out the pasture and push them outside the circle. But fear says that resources are tight and there's not enough for everybody. And that's crazy because if you look at the Trump administration, one of the richest administrations that's ever been out there, billionaires and millionaires chiming in. And the reason that it's a scarcity is there's a limited amount of people that have all the resources. And instead of pointing that out and making that the topic, it's what about your neighbor? They're getting $70 a month and SSI, truly, if we cut them off, the world would be a better place. Not the $1 million or $1 billion contracts that Elon's getting from Trump, whether it be for Starlink or Tesla or his satellites, and whatever it is that he's pillaging the government for. Let's not focus on that. Let's focus on poor and sick and helpless people.
And I did kind of want to break in just a little bit to go back to Virgil's question, because I can't fully answer it, but I will say this, Virgil, about who I would elect if the election was tomorrow. Well, first we're going to have a primary, and I do think that there are going to be some names, some notable names that step into the fold. A lot of them governors, a lot of our U.S. presidents. Uh, take away Trump, take away Obama, had been the governor. Joe Biden, I don't think, was never a governor, but he'd been in the Congress for 80 years before he ran for president. But you're going to find governors, you're going to find U.S. senators that would find running for president appealing. You're going to see names like Tim Walz, who ran with Kamala Harris. I don't want to get into an ageism, but I would prefer for him to have a cabinet position.
I'm a press you, man, because that's not Virgil's question. It's not about who comes up in the primary. No primaries
Just
tomorrow. Who, based on what you know today, if you had a vote tomorrow, who do you vote for? What's a name? Who's a personality?
all right, then I'll go ahead and give you the ticket. Gavin Newsom, Westmore.
Oh, I like it. I like that. I like that.
I
Yeah, I
was
do, man.
I was ready. I was just going to give you the bigger, and then
No.
Mm,
We're not. No. We
no.
want to know
now,
tomorrow.
now, if West don't want to do it, I'm okay with AOC as a vice president. I really am, because I think that she could pull a certain amount of voters over that Gavin Newsom. Gavin got California, AOC got New York. Oh my gosh, you're gonna bring in a lot.
Plus also bringing in AOC aligned with Bernie and all of those folks, and then bringing that across the way.
But
I don't think that, not to
I'd
be.
rather AOC run for the Senate, though. To be honest with you.
Well, see, here's the thing. As much as I do like the ticket, I don't know, because of our flawed election system. California is always going to be. You don't need somebody to get California. California got itself.
No.
Georgia got itself.
It's not getting California. It's getting some of those other states around California, like a Nevada. Because Nevada is a very
No,
purple
I'm telling you
state.
right. I'm telling you right now. Living in California, a lot of people that are in Nevada left California because they didn't like the way it was being governed. He's not.
Right.
Gavin can't get Nevada. I'm telling you right now.
Could he get Arizona? Because Arizona's purple.
No.
No.
Could he get New Mexico?
He might be
No.
able to. I
Well,
don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
So here's my B team. Still Westmore, but Josh Shapiro from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I
mean,
think
I
that's
definitely
important
like
because
Westmore.
Pennsylvania is a swing,
It's a
and
swing
that
state.
yeah,
He
and
can
I
help.
think that
He
I
can help
think
with
that
the Rust Belt,
yeah,
Minnesota,
I
Michigan.
think that actually helps out a lot more because
Hmm.
the thing about Gavin, as much as I think he's a nice personality and stuff, Sometimes in Trump is the outlier for a lot of these conversations. It's too polarizing for the Republicans to be like, oh, I can see that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I might be able to do that.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. No. It's a little easier for a less profile. That's the only problem. Like AOC is that she intentionally
Right.
villainized.
Here's a lightning rod.
Why
The,
are they going after Jasmine Crockett now? Because they understand they heard her talk and they're like, oh yeah, we got to villainize her
yeah.
because we don't ever want a Republican thinking she might be making sense.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And so the whole thing about black women.
Right.
Right.
Was it inevitable that Musk and Trump would fall out, given that they are both narcissistic personality disorders?
Absolutely.
Well, so here's the thing: it was amazing that they came together at all,
Mhm.
because Trump had already he didn't like electric cars.
Right.
He doesn't like anybody that thinks they're smarter than he is, and he'd already said he didn't like Elon. He'd already talked about Elon and other billionaires having to grovel to him.
Like he liked Elon's money. And I will say this: the funny thing about the Republicans is they have never been in favor of EVs. Every time Pete Buttigieg went to testify on Capitol Hill, they would try to grind him into the ground about electric vehicles and EV mandates, as they would call it, and mischaracterize the $7,500 credit for EV vehicles, mischaracterize the government's posture on having more government EV vehicles and everything else to save costs and things like that. They have always been pro gasoline, pro petroleum, pro oil, and everything else. So the Republican Party as a whole
The whole
on their hands when Elon Musk came around because nothing that he had anything to do with gasoline vehicles. He kept up with Elon because they both had a interest. When Elon wanted to do Doge, if you notice, Elon specifically went after agencies that
regulated his businesses,
were trying to regulate his companies, and he did everything he could to dismantle those companies to get from under him
or weaken them.
weaken them. And by the way, at the same time, to get the government to commit to buying cyber trucks and things like that, and help things with Starlink and SpaceX to be able to grow and everything else. What he didn't anticipate is taking a hit on Tesla, which made no sense because the folks that supported Tesla so much were left-leaning people. So, as smart as he definitely miscalculated that and was like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't want to lose all this Tesla stuff, but you ain't seeing if you see somebody driving a Tesla, I will almost say 95% they are not a Republican.
yeah,
Ain't go, they,
I would say it's at least over 85%. It's
look, let me
up to 95%.
say what 95% is.
And look. I'll throw this. It's I would say pre 2024,
Yeah.
definitely 95%. Definitely 95%.
Absolutely.
There might be some late adopters since Trump, but hey, Virgil, it's very very simple. I mean, the fact they got together was just a money thing, but it's like any transactional relationship. And I don't know who the prostitute and who the John in this situation are. Um, who's the bird, right? But
Who's the
it's
top?
well, I'm trying to use my UK euphemisms, but I don't know, but it was yes, it was destined for them to fall out,
Yeah.
because they're two different people with two different goals and stuff.
Yep.
Although they're both of their goals is to have more money than anybody else,
Yep.
which at this point, how much longer is Trump going to live?
But
I mean, how much? What are you going to do with all this money?
and you were never going to get Elon to agree to tariffs because him being a business person,
Yeah, he understood.
he understood that, hey, I need China to be able to get their stuff over here without all that red tape. And he understood if you tariff China, I'm the one that's going to have to pay the cost. And my Cybertruck's already cost $200,000, or dang near close, about $170. So I can't
I
sit
thought
there.
they were close to 100, but
No, I double check for me. I believe they're $170. I can't even get arrested in this godforsaken town, Manchester, England. The birds are really fussy. Nice.
besides, besides, even with the cyber trucks, I know that I guess in Europe, the EVs that are coming from China with all of the new bells and whistles are really something to look at. And as
oh
you were
yeah,
talking about with Tesla, and this way, the new EVs that are coming out of China are like amazing.
oh yeah. We purposely
Oh,
make it impossible for them to import. I mean, there have been very fuel efficient, low cost vehicles overseas for years that are not sold here in the U.S. because
Hmm.
we can't compete.
Right.
Um, which is always funny when we go back to DEI and stuff like that, and merit based stuff like that, and the market let the market decide. We never let the market decide because in a lot of instances, if it's not BS guns or correctional facilities, the U.S. can't lead in nothing.
hey, I do want to correct it. You were right, Jermaine. I don't know where I saw that 170 for. Now this makes sense why I see so many of them out there. The Cybertruck ranges from 72,000 to 102,000.
Yeah.
They were as low as 70. So the 70 is the long range rear wheel drive. The
Hmm.
all drive is 10,000 more, 82, and then the Cyber Beast trim is the
Yeah.
102, which is crazy. So a Jeep Grand Wagoneer fully trimmed out is more expensive, and an EV Hummer truck
Yeah,
fully,
those are nice.
boy, yeah, but they're about a
Those,
buck 30. I think they're
yeah,
about
I
a buck.
know. I mean, I'll never have one, but yes, they're nice.
Ah, I just want them to come up with one where it has a full back. I mean, I get the truck aspect, but I want the full size one. You know what I'm saying? Come out with that one. I'm gonna have to get Lori's insurance policy in play. But man, oh, did I say that out loud?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
man,
Damn,
we all heard you.
damn.
It's all right. It
Um,
is quite all right. It is quite all right
But
because you
it,
know what?
but
I know I got the policies.
thank you,
there you
Virgil.
go.
Virgil said if you ever come to Manchester, I'll pull you up for free. I have a very big house.
I love Manchester. I like England.
Yeah,
I like
England
hey,
is
it.
wonderful. It's
hey,
wonderful.
we can
Yeah,
definitely
I
do
like it over there.
do that.
I was in a Air
Friends in
Force.
Brighton.
Yeah, yeah. I was in the Air Force, so I got to do a lot of traveling, and
He did. He definitely did.
yeah,
But
I
yeah,
love it
yeah,
there.
and I'll tag along with him.
But
I'll go
yeah,
drive the Cybertruck.
I know like you're going off on tariffs and the big beautiful bill. I missed all that and the ramifications for that. And
Didn't even get to
uh,
touch it. That's
We
fine.
didn't get to touch it
oh,
yet.
okay.
We'll put it on the next show. Okay,
Nice.
Virgil. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We were doing some programming notes and things of that sort, and that we hadn't even gotten to touch
Yeah, Jermaine.
Taco and the big beautiful bill and tariffs and
And Harvard and all those things.
Harvard.
But with the
Yes.
decision on the tariffs today, I think we'll have plenty of time to go into that next week. With the ongoing fighting in between with Harvard, we'll be able to go into that. So,
The problem, and it's something that you alluded to that I saw earlier when I was driving, is
uh-huh.
that like having to take breaks from this stuff. The problem is that it's so much as a mountain. It's a hailstorm of BS
Yes,
that by the time next week rolls around, we might be in a full up war with somebody, right?
that's the truth.
And so it's hard, and it's on purpose, right? We've talked about this many a
But
time.
mhm,
It's hard to keep up because it's daily, not weekly, not monthly scandals and stuff, and
yeah,
real things. We hadn't talked about Ukraine and Russia, and this
Mm-mm.
BS
or it's
upset
what's
with, but
going on in Gaza.
stuff going. Gaza's got
Yes.
buried. Because and again intentionally,
And he
right?
floods Qatari $400 million planes, crypto conferences where people come in and
Which
get
which I did see with the
And
Qatari
Bitcoin.
plane. Yeah, the Qataris did want to make it public that they did not approach the administration. The administration approached them.
uh-huh.
Yep.
They were like, they're like, hey, chat, just to let you know. I mean, we don't give it to them, but
That wasn't
we
our
We
didn't come
didn't
to
idea.
do
them.
it. It wasn't us.
That wasn't our idea.
Yeah.
And I can see Trump now. I like for you to do me a favor though. I mean, he thinks he's a mob boss. So of course. And here's the sad part. 15 years ago, if the administration put out a readout or a press release and said this is how it went down, what it went down, and then Qatar put out theirs, you really wouldn't question the administration's readout over Qatar's. The fact that you would actually look at Qatar's and go, no, I believe you totally. I believe you're 100% telling me the truth is a problem. Is a problem. We've always had rhetoric and spin from doesn't matter what side of the aisle and everything else.
The whole Biden health thing is a perfect example of
Yes.
both of you do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. When it was basically, we're going to tell you something, even though you can see for yourself that what we're telling you is not true at all. And the only thing that messed up that whole narrative was when he had that debate and they couldn't hide it.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of blew up in their face.
Well,
It,
it was funny because, and that was the thing too. I'll be very brief on that. I was very surprised about that because he'd been questioned so much about it, and they were like, "Wait and see, wait and see, wait and see." And now, as you hear, of course, afterwards and stuff, he's falling asleep during preparation and stuff like that. They knew they were walking that man to a gallows.
well, and
They knew that he was not going to be able to
they said
perform.
he only could give him a good 5 hours a day in his first term. Well, how much more was he going to give you in a second?
I think that's the selfish part too. Is that again? It's the coworkers that won't leave. Like, well,
And you just
I've been on the
yep.
I've
Hmm.
been on the job. What would y'all do without me? Everything, because we basically have to work around you now.
Right. Exactly. That's true though. It's like
I
we
keep thinking about The Office when they had the guy with the cubicle that they kept making it smaller and smaller and smaller on the movie Office Space. Office Space. Sorry.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's yeah. Everybody is red stapler. Is taken to the basement, I guess. But it really is one of those kind of things where you see it on both sides, and you
Yeah.
talk about honesty and transparency in government and stuff.
Mhm.
It, somebody, and I don't believe this is going to happen. Let me go ahead and preface that. But if you somebody is going to have to stand up and tell the truth and win back trust through truth, painful truth. It's
Yeah.
easy to say, "Hey, he's not as sharp." It's painful to say he can't run again, even though he's still in office. We've got the system, the American government is not limited by the health of the president. We know that he's not 100%. He knows he's not 100%, and because of that, we've taken these steps, right? As the president, duly elected and stuff, all the important decisions, blah blah blah. But we're limiting his days. We're doing this. This is how we're utilizing the best 5 hours of the day that we can get out of the president.
Hmm.
And we're actively as a party trying to get somebody else in there
And
instead of gaslighting.
honestly, too, just to wrap this up, I think what they really did with Biden was use him as the Trojan horse sacrificial lamb. And what I mean by that is that they wanted to use him to move a whole ticket across the finish line, figuring, okay, he can be the standard bearer, he can just kind of be the face, but if he's on the ticket, then people come out and vote for my local judge that's on the ballot. That he'll bring people to vote for Josh Stein. He'll bring people out to vote for to help voter turnout all over. It wasn't just a matter of Joe Biden himself, because they kind of figured the insurance policy was, well, if he croaks, we got Kamala.
I think the problem, and I'll be brief too. The problem is twofold. It's one that your elected officials think that little of you, and the
Yes.
second part is that they're probably right. And I mean, it is. They don't move that way because the numbers say that.
Voter turnouts in presidential elections wouldn't be higher than they are in off elections.
Yeah, we as constituents don't care enough about our communities to do our simple civic duties. We just don't.
And we got to have
America has become lazy.
Yep.
America has become and for years I've always said there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. We are past the middle of this country.
Yep.
We are on the downslide, and I don't see anybody putting the brakes to it. And continue, and honestly, what I see from like the Republican Party right now is that they acknowledge it too. That's why they're all grabbing up money and resources right now before there is none to grab up.
Yep.
Just franchises take.
I'm with you on that, brother. We'll wrap it up. Virgil has a question. Go ahead and shoot that in there, Virgil. We'll get your question in, and then we will wrap up the show for the week as we're getting Virgil's question. Just a reminder that shortly after the show, you'll be able to catch this on Spotify as well. Just go to Spotify, put in the search Head to Head with Brian Parker. You'll see this pretty face pop up, and you'll know that you're in the right place to be able to listen to any of the episodes if you're on the go and need to be able to catch the show while you're on your very long commute. Also, you can always catch the replay on our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, search for Empower TV Network. Once you're there, please like, share, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Help us on our drive for 10,000 followers as we can build this network all over the place. And Jermaine, I don't know if you caught all the different countries that we've been reaching on our Roku side, but my goodness, man. Oh, you did not? I'm waiting on Virgil's question. How about this? We got the Netherlands, Honduras, Bahamas, Argentina, Dominican Republic, Australia, Israel, Panama, Colombia, Costa Rica, Chile, Canada, Venezuela, Mexico, Brazil, and the U.S.
And the Bahamas.
Yeah, I said Bahamas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Don't forget the Bahamas.
Yeah, y'all send me an invite like Virgil, and we'll pop up.
Definitely. Anybody that's in Chile right now watching the show, if you have a big house like Virgil, please invite us. Please.
If you have other large assets, not like Virgil,
that would be Brazil.
Then yeah, that's cool too. You can have a small house.
Okay. So we see Virgil's question.
Virgil.
Virgil, I'm gonna answer it this way. If you gotta ask,
we know everything about the shooters for Reagan. Anybody who's ever attempted to do anything to Lee Harvey, whether that was true or not, whatever. We have information. How much information do we have about this shooter? I mean, we go from his ear was missing to now his ear's back. I mean, I'll say this: if it wasn't a setup, if he really did get shot, I have some questions about his humanity, and I mean, like, is he a human being? Because he regenerated his whole effing ear.
Right.
So, and not because I said there was something wrong with his ear. He walked around bandaged up. And they made a big deal about it. His son made a big deal about it and stuff.
There's no scar. If you're 80 years old and that happens, you would heal that fast and there would be no scar.
I mean, he's not Professor X, but he might be Professor KKK.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, maybe he does have some green juice inside of him or something. Who knows? Virgil, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I can't prove it was a setup, but yes, nobody believes that it's real.
No, let's be fair. There's about 80 million people that believe it's real.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they keep trying to say that, and but then they dishonest because they say that it was the left and it was like this dude was a Trump supporter. How the left have anything to do with that?
Hey, man, all I'll tell you is, again, this country, watch what I do, not what I say. We still lie to our kids about tooth fairies and Santa Claus and equal rights. This country lie about everything.
That's true. That's true. Fair enough.
Hey, the whole look, it's about to be June. When I say they lie about anything, the whole thing about Juneteenth is that they lied for a whole nother year because they need to bring the crops in about the end of slavery. When I say that lying is in the DNA of this country,
We know slavery over, but them that corn ain't gonna sit there and shuck itself. So
yeah.
we'll let them know in the summer after harvest. So
Oh,
and Brad says, sorry, just finished cooking game. Hey, franchise, good to see y'all.
What's up, Brad?
What's up, Brad? Well, Brad, you caught us at the end. We actually ran a little bit over, but it was a good show, so we didn't mind doing that.
I was late.
Yeah, well, that too. But we don't even it don't even matter because you put a couple of late shows together, it makes a whole show. So, anyway, anyway, we appreciate y'all for tuning in this week. I hope you got a finger on the button. We will do it again next week, and y'all be safe out there, and we look forward to seeing y'all again. Peace.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a